What's going on, everybody? Anthony here, Six Skill Mafia. Tales from the Darkside, episode 70. 70. Wow. Big 7-0, wow. Man. Yeah. I know, right? Didn't seem like doesn't
shit.
Seem like
you telling me that I missed out on episode 69? Stuff.
You were gone. I know it. I was like 69 dudes, and you were off at doing your own 69 and TJ.
That was the best one.
So
that's awesome.
Oh, that was the best one to be on, man. It was the best one to be on. So we're gonna do pretty much all Star Wars kind of talk tonight, man. It's been a little while, and there's some Star Wars shit going on. So we try not to talk to death about it, but there's a lot of cool shit. So as always, though, Mario, what's good, man?
Hey, what's happening, man? Happy Saturday, everybody. Let's shit. I'm down to talk some Star Wars, man. It's gonna be an interesting night. Yeah.
You haven't been here. You've been gone, dude. The chat's been like, where's Mario? Did he quit? Where'd he go?
Damn, one night I'm gone and everybody's
2 weeks in a row. What are you talking about?
Was it 2 weeks?
You missed 68 and 69.
I was there before. Did I?
No, 68 you were with family or whatever. 69 you were.
Oh shit.
I
couldn't. Yeah, I was out of the country, bro. Taking care of business, so I couldn't be here, man. But
TCB.
Yeah, exactly, man. TCB. You already know. But hey, man, I'm happy to be back, man. Again, amongst all of y'all, everybody here in the chat and the panel. So it's gonna be a fun night tonight, man.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. And of course, brother. Speaking of brothers, man, brother cousins.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight, man? Saturday Night Live. Let's get it. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, man. What you rocking? Washington. You got the Redskins on?
Redskins, not the Commanders, but Redskins.
What are the Commanders?
The new name.
What are the Commanders? Yeah,
did they really change the name?
Yeah. Commanders.
See, I don't watch football, bro, anymore. Like, I didn't even know that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the Commanders.
So you got like a grail now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, right? 10 years from now.
Yep.
Damn.
Now I was at my gas station pumping gas, and I had this on. This dude was like, "Oh my god, man, where did you get that?" And I was like, "Dude, that was just like 15 years ago."
Oh man, that's like the Raiders, right? Because they've moved so many times. Like, depending on what, their name was always the same, but
right?
Shit, man. No. And what is up, my dude? I've finally, you're here, man. Hyperdrive Star Wars channel.
Thanks for having me, man. Down to talk Star Wars. Dude, you said it wasn't going to be a fancy intro. That intro was pretty damn fancy, bro.
Well, I appreciate it.
No, you didn't play the fancy one, bro.
There's another one?
There's a...
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Just show him.
There is another?
Wait, I don't even have it. Do I even have... I'm not going to roll an intro right now in the middle with
dude,
wrong
I'm loving
people.
The music in the background and everything. And for a minute, I'm like, I pull my headset back. I'm like
wait, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm hearing music in my head.
We have some audio.
Man. What's all this production?
Yeah. Well, that's anyway.
Where the hell am I?
Before I look, and I'm gonna get to Chase in a minute, man. But for people who don't know, I put your link in the channel, man. You want to just tell them what you're about real quick before we get into it?
Oh, the Hyperdrive, man. I'm the Mandolorian. We talk about Star Wars every single week to all kinds of collectibles, ranging from the very inexpensive all the way to the massively expensive pieces that you can find. And yeah, just have fun with it. Do Mandalorian talk and other Star Wars news once a week. So if you want to tune in, you can check out the Hyperdrive every week. Jump to highlight speed with us on the Hyperdrive.
All Star Wars all the time, dude.
Yeah, man.
Shit, yeah, man. So guys, links in the channel, in the chat, and below, links in the description for everybody here. Ollie, Chase, dude, what's good, man?
Yo, what's
I'm glad
up,
you can make it.
Yeah, thanks for the last minute invite, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I know you got your thing a little bit later, right? So
right, but I'll be here for as long as I can, man. But good to see all of you again, and for the first time, the Mandolorian.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, let me just say what's up to the chat real quick, man, before we get into it, man. CT603, my dude, what's good? Jedi Council level panel. Like, we can't be like the Sith, can we? Do we have to be Jedi?
I know, right?
But I appreciate the sentiment. The sentiment still stands, right? It still stands. DK also in the house, man. We got Joker J, Charlie the Unicorn, some guy. Who else do we got in here? Blitz in the house as well. If I miss anybody, my apologies. I'm looking through the chat right now. 16 Shape, what is good? JB, Howard Potts. Who else are we got in here? Renz Talentino, Hardcore Candy, what is good, my man? William Owens, Bob Dylan with a simple hello. Well, hello to you, my friend. Hope you're doing good, Bob. Funky Cold Santa also in the house. Ninja Squirrel, Loose Bits, guys. I miss you. Ashley Chase, what's good? Payton23, Funky Cold, if I missed you or if I repeated your name. Chat is going, man. Late Bloomer, what is good, my man? Collectors. Entity as well, saying what up, dude, to Chasen, man. Hey, what is good, my man? Slowed and Low, new to the channel. Hey, well, thank you for tuning in, man. Hopefully hopefully we're entertaining or educating enough for you, my friend. That's what it's all about, man. All good stuff, man, in the community, man. So yeah, anyway, guys, dude, thank you guys all for coming in, hitting us up tonight. Well, what's everybody been doing, man? What's been going on? You've been gone for a couple of weeks, Mario. Are you settled in now?
I want to say yes, but probably no. For the most part, yeah. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Everything's doing all right.
All right, that's good. That's it, huh? I thought you were gonna have to say more than that.
Nah, man, that's all I got to say. That's all I'm gonna disclose at the moment.
You got your Ryu?
Cool? Oh yeah. Oh, you made me pull out the box last night. Yeah, last night LWO.
Well, you pulled it out and then you were putting it back, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Now it's back.
No. I had already boxed it up. So last night on Dan and Dre's channel, LWO had a little post session, and y'all made me do this. So I didn't have nothing to post. I'm like, you know what? Let me bust this guy out. And yeah, it's an awesome figure, man. I really like it a lot.
It's phenomenal. I've been seeing it all week from you guys.
Seriously, dude. Everyone's having
it.
It's a dope figure, man.
I just kind of put him back in a freaking like standard kind of pose, but man.
How did you find like swapping out the hands and all that stuff, man? I'm having a hard time actually, because right now the hands are just basically resting on the ball peg, dude. I'm having the hardest time trying to peg it in.
Well, my pro tip for you and everybody in the chat, man, invest in a heat gun.
Oh,
I always have a heat gun, so use it. Nah, man, use a heat gun, dude. You're not melting down the plastic. You just kind of graze some heat around and soften up that hard plastic a little, make it just a little malleable, and then I use it with everything to 6 scale, man, and then just pegs right in, no problems. You just don't want to like put a heat gun like directly on your wrist pad, your hands or whatever. But absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Hawkworth Toys, man, what's good, man? 18 tonight. Holy cow, yeah, man. We rocking tonight, man.
And he already called me on the chat, dude. Look at this guy. Look at Ray. Look what he said. Look what he said.
Did I miss him?
Something about the beard coming off.
Yes. Mario, the beard will be off soon.
No way. No way.
Yeah, dude. We got a thing going on, man. When the N1 drops, Mario's beard's gone. So we'll talk about that a little later
and
tonight,
and if the N1 doesn't come out, Ant's got to show his feet throughout the entire live stream. For all y'all to see.
But that would be difficult through an entire live stream. How am I going to
just put the camera at your feet?
Up?
Yeah. Put your camera at your feet, bro. You talk through the mic and always use your feet, bro.
Well, no, I could use my second camera. We can do like a picture-in-picture.
Right? No picture-in-picture. Just feet only, bro.
Because if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it with the right production value, right?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Get your proper lighting on your patas, dude. Let's see all that shit.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Hey, man, the chat would love to see it.
Only Kinky Sphincter would like to see it, and I don't know if he's in the chat right now. Nobody else wants to see my fucking feet. Anyway, so listen, I know we kind of talked about this throughout the week, respective channels and whatnot, but I'm still kind of interested in hearing what everybody's got to say about this as far as a panel perspective, because it's pretty cool that these are actually out now, in my opinion. It's like, I didn't think that they were going to complete the Bad Batch. I mean, one could argue Omega's not there, but I'd still say this is a complete team. So,
it is. Yeah.
Let's go down the line, man. What do you think about this, Mario? I mean, now that it's complete.
Yeah, man, it's even more. I was already in from the beginning. I already got Echo in the collection. I'm just waiting for Hunter to come in. So I still got to pre-order Crosshair. I mean, after watching the last episode of the Bad Batch, I got to hurry and get on that shit. Crosshair is like becoming one of my favorites, man, really, really quickly. So I got to jump on that. It's great to see the damn team, actually, together, because I mean, Hot Toys typically won't, complete in like an ensemble team. I think one of the last times they did it was just forcefully with the Justice League, considering the Snyder Cut when they released Cyborg. I mean, before that they did the Avengers, the original one. I don't remember Age of Ultron or not, but yeah, Civil War is an open line. They haven't finished it. Rogue One, they never finished the team. You know, so it's great to see that they're actually doing this. And the armor is phenomenal, dude. I love these designs of the Bad Batch, man. Each one is like really, really unique, from the helmet, you know, to the armor design, you know, everything, bro. But the fact that, you know, my personal favorite is Tech, because I really, really love that design. It's akin to the original Scout Trooper, you know, my opinion. And I think they absolutely killed it, dude. They killed it. I'm really looking forward to picking that guy up in the collection, man. It's definitely going to be a minute before they finally, you know, show up on the shelf, but you know, I can wait. There's like so much shit coming out, dude, so I can wait. But yeah, dude, definitely excited for these.
No, yeah, dude. I mean, I was a little surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I really wasn't surprised. You know, because like you said, they don't really complete them. I mean, we did have the Justice League, but I mean, dude, if there was no Zack Snyder cut, I don't think we would have gotten where we got with that.
Yeah.
I want to bounce around a little. Chase, man.
Yeah.
You're not getting into the Bad Batch, are you?
At least not at the moment, man. No, I got other priorities to take care of before I go down this line. But to Mario's point, man, each of them being so unique and different from one another, and then just other clones in general, really make these stand out and make you, like, even myself that doesn't want them right now, I still like kind of want them for that very reason. And then just having, I think if you have the means to get all 5, that's for sure the way to go about doing it, man. I think as a set, you just can't go wrong with it, you know?
Yeah, well, and the thing that's kind of like how I'm seeing things right now. Like, cause we're at we have an opportunity right now where if you want a complete team, it's readily available, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what
definitely.
we have like we have 2 out now. We have 3 on PO. Nothing's out, you know, nothing's sold out, nothing's out of reach if you're, you know, into it. Now's like, this is, you know, I was talking to a few other people, man. It's just like this year, and this kind of, I don't want to segue off, but like this year, 2023 is like a crazy year, dude. It's like a golden year for like all sorts of collectibles, like across the board. So it's like, this is a great opportunity for everybody here. Everybody, man. So, you know, I don't know. Well, I don't know, man. You don't grab a whole lot of Hot Toys, but are you interested in these Bad Batch?
Oh, I'll grab a lot of Hot Toys. I got a lot of Hot Toys on order.
like a ton. Like, I didn't know how deep you go into it, you know, like
big time. Especially Star Wars and the clones. I love the clone troopers. So I have all of the Bad Batch on order already. Yeah, I'm really excited to see them come out with the rest of them. I saw them at Comic-Con first time at San Diego last year, and then like everybody said, they just took forever to release them on pre-order. The last ones, Wrecker and Tech. I didn't even order Crosshair until these last 2 came out, because I was worried that they weren't gonna to drop them. It was just gonna be one of these situations where we just saw them at the con and they never come out. But I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what poses I can put them in. I got some 3D printed battle droids that I can break and stuff, and I want to have like Wrecker, like rip one apart. You know, that'd be kind of dope. So,
oh shit, that's gonna be sick. That is gonna be badass. And I'm thinking, like, dude, these guys look freaking amazing, dude. When we talk about Hot Toys, I mean, sometimes we know, like, lately some things have been kind of, you know, hit or miss here and there, which I totally get. It's never gonna. We argue about it from time to time, right? The consistency is never, you know, quite there. But every figure they've put out or shown so far for the Bad Batch, to me, I'm just like, they all look amazing, dude. And it's hard for me because I only collect OT. But the problem is I have everything OT. So for all the other Star Wars IPs, I try to, you know, have like 2 figures maybe for a representation for those IPs. Then they go, okay, well, here's the team. So it's like, I guess
soon you'll have all the shit that you sold, man. It'll all be back in the collection one day, dude. I promise you.
Not everything. I promise, not everything.
No, it will. Just give it time. Give it time, bro. Give it time.
I don't know. Look, Jay's in the same boat as me, man. We're more old school. Of course, we're all fans of Star Wars. We all collect our own ways, but I mean, Jay doesn't have a lot of clones and prequels. He's like me, but here we are. We've got the whole team. Is it drawing you in, man? I mean,
yeah, I mean, yeah, because that's the thing. And like you, I try to, you know, my OT is my jam. I want the OT, but then I want to cherry pick certain things. Like I got a couple of prequel figures. I got a couple of other, a couple of clones here and there and stuff like that. But like even like my Clone Wars right now, I have Ahsoka and I have Rex, and that's all I need, right? That's all I need right now. Now this right here, when I saw Echo, I was like, damn, that's a good figure. When I saw Hunter, I was like, that's another damn good figure. But the thing was, I was like a lot of you were saying, I'm like, well, they're not, if they don't finish the line, I'm not gonna really go in on it, so I can pass. Now, then we got Crosshair, now we got Tech, and now we got Record. We got a completed line, and I'm sorry, that last shot with all of them together, damn, they look amazing. They look good. The weathering on them and all that, they just look good. And like we were saying, I love the clone. I love the old school troopers. I've learned to love the clone troopers and a couple of other, troopers that's out there, but I love the OT troopers. These designs right here are so badass. They're so undeniable. They really are. They just look so damn good. The weathering, everything. Like, look at Tech is my favorite right now. This is my favorite design. I think they just knocked this one out of the park. I thought Echo was amazing, but this is just on a whole nother level. So this is probably my favorite one right here. But looking at the rest of the line, when you look at all of them together, like I said, they're undeniable. So I definitely think I'm going in on this whole line. Matter of fact, I am going in on this whole line. Don't know where I'm gonna put them. But
there's room behind those. Behind you, you can put those Ghostbusters away, bro. Because this is obviously a stronger team.
No chance.
I'm just saying.
Mario about to get booted.
No.
That's blasphemy.
Complete blasphemy. But
blasphemy.
No.
Hey, we're all Star Wars fans here, bro. It's all good.
I know.
But no, I definitely think I'm going in on all these. Yep.
Yeah, I want to say I am too. I want to say I am too. Because I mean, on all points, dude, I agree with what everybody's saying here, and especially what Jay just mentioned is that's I'm more of an OT guy and I like OT troopers, but each figure, man, is very unique in their own way, with or without the head sculpts, right? So that's what makes it so. What's the word I'm looking for? Like appetizing, right? Because you're like, oh, this is really cool. I can have some with the helmets on or off, and they all don't look like Tamora Morrison.
They have so much personality to this.
Yeah, they do.
Ridiculous. So much personality. Like you look at other clones, I mean, they're supposed to be just, all uniform troopers. It's the military. But these guys right here, I mean, the rejects, they just
modified.
They're cool. They're cool.
Yeah, my only concern is will they end up releasing season 2 figures? And if
I don't
so,
think so. I don't think so, man.
Yeah,
when I saw the new armor, I was a little worried about that also, because I'm not a huge fan of the color change.
Right.
No.
A little on the teal side and everything. Not digging it too much.
And I think considering the fact that they're still barely putting out the first season of the team while season 2 is airing, I don't really see that happening, man. And also just the fact that I believe that most of the community is receiving the season 2 design that well, so it's like, why even bother?
Right.
Well, I'm pretty sure at the very least you'll get Black Series.
Of course,
yes.
that's Hasbro.
I mean,
little $20, $30 figures. Yeah.
Like I'm sure they
Black Series Vintage Collection, of course.
Yeah, whether Hot Toys actually goes through with it, and that begs a question too, because it's like, how much of a fan are you, and are you willing to buy another set, right? Because for someone like me, or probably everybody on this panel, as a matter of fact, it's like, give me all the Lukes. It doesn't matter what version of Luke you give me.
Yeah,
I'll get the Luke. But will I get a whole nother Bad Batch team? Like, probably not, And I don't know if it's nostalgia or what it is. Maybe because the property's too new.
Yeah.
I know somebody in the chat asked if this would rival the Blitzway Ghostbuster team, and I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I already confirmed that.
No, you didn't confirm shit.
I told you, you got room on the shelf behind you to take care of that, bro.
No chance. No.
There's no chance in hell. Ghostbusters is a beloved, timeless classic. Bad Batch is a new animated show. It's not the same.
Give it time, bro. Give it time.
How much time do we need by the time we're 70? I mean, is that
let
when
the
we
story
can...
play out, between the transition between the clones to the to the Imperial Stormtroopers, man. I mean, I love the timeline, dude. It's just the freaking stories hasn't really been that great for me.
Yeah, I haven't watched season 2 yet. But season 1 was cool, but I felt like it was it could have been like 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I agree.
3 or 4.
Just make it a movie pretty much, and then just call it a day.
Because it's spaced out with these little side quests and stuff like that. That's does that.
True.
It's almost like Mando, right? In a way. And I haven't watched the first couple episodes of this season, but I still think that Mando's done very well. But in the sense that Mando's always running off on little side quests, but I feel like it still adds to the overall story. And I didn't really feel that way with the first season of Bad Batch. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, I could have probably skipped that. But maybe that's just me being old.
It took me some time to finish it up. I've recently finished up the first season a couple of days ago. And it took some time. And I was like, some of these episodes weren't really my jam. So, but overall, it was okay. It was good. It was cool.
Yeah, and I get that, right? Because everything's not going to be for everybody. But that's what's so cool about Star Wars being so expansive, right? Because you can absolutely love Clone Wars, but not like Andor or not like whatever, right? Boba Fett, but you still have something, right? There's something there, I think, for everybody in that respect, where you don't have to, as far as a collector's concerned, right? You don't have to collect everything,
right? Well,
I tried.
With those animated series are the first season usually is definitely more geared towards a younger audience, and then they ramp up and they get a little darker as the following seasons happen. Like season 2, there's a lot of real dark episodes. Mixed in.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe season 3 we're gonna start seeing it being more for an older kid, or like somebody in their teens, late teens, something like that. But some of the episodes, man, it's like I watch it with my kids because my daughter loves the Bad Batch, but the episodes that are involving Crosshair currently, she doesn't know what to do with it. I watch her and she's totally lost with what's going on in as the subject matter. So
in the meantime, Dad is
dark and dramatic.
Yeah, I'm like, this is for me, baby. We'll catch you on the next one.
Right.
Okay, well that makes sense, I guess. I mean, that's kind of what Clone Wars did in a way too, right?
Well, also Rebels, man. Rebels had the same formula. Early in the season,
I never watched Rebels, dude.
It got good. It got really good, bro.
Rebels was good.
Yeah, Rebels was good, man.
Really? All right, so am I judging a book by its cover? Because I watched the first episode and I was like,
Rebels was good.
You basically are.
Rebels was good.
Yeah. But did they?
Don't sleep on it, bro.
Is it a matter of opinion, or did they screw up Thrawn? Because I only know him from the novels.
Not at all. Thrawn was good.
Thrawn is dope, dude.
But did you read Heir to the Empire and all the new? Okay,
no.
So if you have,
Jorge told me all about it, bro. So it's
if Jorge did, then I need that frame of reference because I grew up with the books, and then I heard he was in this Rebels show, and I'm like, can he? You know what I mean? Do they do him right? If you're saying they do him right.
From what I understand, dude, I mean, I looked into the character, previously, and as far as studying the cultures, being a collector, being strategic, in how he's gonna, plan his next moves, all that was there. It really was.
Okay. Well, so then I have to watch Rebels then, right? Is that what it comes down to?
Don't sleep on it, dude.
Yeah, give it a
especially if you're gonna watch Ahsoka.
Well, my whole problem. This is where the crotchety old man in me comes out. Is the whole problem I have lately with Star Wars is that I feel like whatever Filoni's doing in this Disney Plus universe, I feel like he's pulling a shitload of backstory from Clone Wars and Rebels, and if you're someone like me who hasn't really watched them. It's does it it feels like I got to go do homework or something?
Well,
right?
Disney Plus
I might be missing something.
Disney Plus is pretty good about when something comes out. Currently, Mandalorian's out, so they have a whole what do you call that? like
little recap
playlist. They got a playlist. You go down there and it just says everything you want to know about Mandalore. Here are all the episodes you want to watch, and they're all really good. You know.
Oh, so they like curated like a skip around type situation.
Yeah, so you don't have to go through all 8 seasons or 7 seasons, 8 seasons, 7 seasons.
That would be kind of cool then, right? Because I would think, and I've watched Clone Wars, not all of it, but enough to where I know that when I started seeing the trailer for season 3 of Mando, I was like, oh shit. So I mean, I understand that because I watched some Clone Wars that like this could be like a very Clone Wars centric style of inspiration that they're being pulled from these episodes. Like if you didn't watch that and you didn't know anything with Bo-Katan and Mandalore and stuff like that, some people may get, you know what I'm saying? I think some people wouldn't get that. They wouldn't have that richer context, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Right. Because I remember that arc.
Do you think that the average viewer that's needed for them? I mean,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah. They do a little explanation.
What can I ask you guys on the panel that aren't, you know, in the Clone Wars? Do you think that so far Filoni and company have peppered these characters in the live action show, you know, well, faithful to what we've seen in the Clone Wars? Do you think they've done a good job doing it, introducing these characters?
For the better part, yeah, I think so. The only one I would say that they kind of messed up on a little bit was Cad Bane, but I mean, even he was okay.
Yeah.
Do you think just aesthetically is what they messed up on, or
his look was a little bit off for me? And then they didn't give him the presence that he really needed to have. It's like he got killed real quickly,
like a throwaway.
Spoilers, bro.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all right. It's Book of Boba Fett's long
gone. He's like a year old, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead.
I'm just being mindful of anybody in the chat that might be a recent Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? So that's all.
He survived. Nobody's really dead.
But at the same time, also busting.
No one's ever died.
Forget about it.
No one's ever really gone. I mean, I think he's coming back. I think Cobb Vanth is coming back. I don't think he's been back yet, right? In Mando. I didn't watch the first 2 yet, so
it's alluded to.
Well, and I figured he would be, right? Because such an odd end credit scene for Book of Boba Fett to show him being healed to like for nothing, right? So I figured, well, Cad Bane's probably gonna be back too, man. But I'm gonna end this poll in the chat, guys. I had 75 votes in this chat for the poll asking how many people are buying the Bad Batch stuff, and it's pretty interesting numbers in the chat, man. Like 52% say none.
Wow, interesting. Wow. Okay.
And 41% are all in. And we got 4% that are buying 3 to 4, and 1% just getting 1 or 2. Because I wonder that, right? Because how many people really? Because some people might be like, "Oh, Crosshair is my favorite, so I just want to get that one," you know, or I really like Tech, you know, and that's it for me because that's it's $1,500, dude, for the whole set. If you think about it, you know, give or take.
Well,
so
not all at once, man. I mean, but
but it still is.
It's for chasing.
It'd be for
spending that kind of money.
Well, he's gonna spend 2 G's, bro. Because what's gonna happen is in like 3 years when they're all sold out, he's like, "Fuck it, I want them. I need the Bad Batch. I'll just buy it all right now."
Yeah, backwards is a bitch.
It is, man.
Speaking of which, Jason, how's your collection going, man? As far as your OT.
It's turning, man. Like I said, I'm just waiting. Just every time I see something I think's a deal, I just hit up the people I know that know the values, like you guys, and you tell me either buy it or don't. And those are the ones I've been buying so far.
True.
Scooping them up. Somebody's selling Farm Boy Luke pretty cheap right now too.
I scooped that one already.
Nice. Damn! Before you can say anything, you already got it.
I got that from PJ actually.
Yeah. We got one prior. Yeah. So you know. But it's interesting because that's probably what's going to happen, right? You're going to be like, shit, they're sold out. I guess I got to buy them all at once. And
Thor.
Yeah. Thor, man. What is good, my man? But it's interesting because, and I kind of want to bring this up because as we're kind of talking about, you know, you might be getting these figures sold out and then you're going to be like, shit, I want to get them later. What the fuck is going on with Ahsoka, man? Because she was a 2021 pre-order, and the way Sideshow's been lately, anything that was 2022 last year was starting to do that, right? Started with Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, whoa, what's going on? Why the hell is he waitlisted? He's got a freaking year to come out. That's been going on all last year, right? But everything 2021's been like bargain bin and discounts and BOGOs, and they just overstock from, you know, when the world ended. So they mass produced, and I know that they're cutting back now to when things get back to normal, but like, this is weird, dude. Both versions are now waitlisted.
I don't buy it.
So you think it's a sham?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is all a facade, dude. I mean, considering the time it was released, man, it was within that time frame, like you just mentioned, where there's an overproduction of, you know, of all these figures, right? This doesn't mean unless the only thing that I can think of, and I highly doubt it, is that Ahsoka is one of those characters that transcends just collectors. She's really beloved, you know, within the community, and especially when she came back, you know, in the Mandalorian. This was a big deal, man. I mean, there's a lot of the Star Wars community that was a buzz. So you see some of these same people that are getting into Grogu or getting into Star Wars because of Grogu, right? They're buying all kinds of Grogu merch. You know, when the Sideshow statue came out, you know, I've seen some people that aren't into Star Wars getting the Grogu statue, the life size, and I think this figure might be something, you know, to that attribute. I could be wrong, but at the same time, if I'm wrong,
I was like, what evidence do you have to support your theory here?
None, dude. No one knows for sure, bro. I mean, come on.
Facts.
You know, I mean, I talked to my Sideshow rep, and he actually told me, "Come on, dude, nah."
Well, so I'm just saying this is like you're going with.
Yeah, I'm just speculating, bro. You know, because it doesn't make sense.
Now, let me ask this: is it possible that they could go and reduce their orders? Like, Satchel, can they reduce? Like, okay, we have so many, Clone Wars Ahsokas that, you know, that are just sitting. I don't know if we can, you know, sell this many figures. So let's go ahead and reduce the orders. Can they do that? Would it make sense for them to do that?
No, it's funny that you bring this up, Jay, because I was talking about this earlier today, and I said, well, what I think the likelihood is because exactly that. Like, they have, I mean, Clone Wars Ahsoka, fucking all these other figures, they can't give them away. They can't give them away. And I think because she was a 2021 announcement, and we were still kind of at the end of the world there, and production numbers were very high, I think Sideshow was probably, and I'm just throwing out random numbers here, guys, so just, you know, just as an example, like, let's say Sideshow ordered 10,000 units of this Ahsoka, and then the world kind of got back to normal, and they realized, oh shit, you know, they've got so much stuff stacking up in the warehouses, and nobody's buying it. They could go back, because that's their dealer, you know, Hot Toys. Yeah. So they, you know, hey, maybe we don't need 10,000 units, right? Maybe we only had, you know, 20% of that on pre-order. And how many of that 20% on pre-order is actually going to convert, right? Because a lot of people back out at the 11th hour, and then they'd be like, shit, we got like 80% of leftover stock after everything that we've already got done on pre-orders. We don't need this many, right? So then they just pull back that purchase order, something like that. That's where I think this is. I think this might just be an anomaly. I don't think that Sideshow's trying to like pull a fast one on their customers, if that makes sense.
Hawk Wars, you see what Ray posted?
I'm on Ray right now.
Order numbers are produced within a month or two of the original the original official announcement. So I guess they wouldn't.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, so I don't know that. That's what I'm saying, right? Like,
if I remember correctly, wasn't the Clone Wars Ahsoka announced before this one?
Yes, it was.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So that was 2020. Yeah.
For the better part, what I've seen with the fans and everything is that they're more fans of the Ashley Eckstein version of Ahsoka, the animated version, and the Clone Wars younger version of her, than they are of the Rosario Dawson version. So it's possible that they just got less orders for this particular figure, because that was the same thing happened with the premium format statues from Sideshow. They made almost 11,000 of the first one, the animated version, but then the one for Rosario, which looks amazing, by the way, I think only has an edition size of like 4,000 or less.
That's still a lot, bro. I mean, compared to the freaking 300 that they did for Poison Ivy or something like that.
Oh, I know. Recently, they just dropped the edition size completely. But yeah,
it's insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you bring up a great point, right? Because you want to talk about nostalgia, right? And for us, maybe the nostalgia is OT. And it's not quite similar, but kind of, because like we've got the deep fake Luke coming out, right? The Mando Luke. If I had a choice, and we do currently, right? We've got 3 Lukes technically, right? We got Snowspeeder Luke who's still in stock, and then the Mando Luke comes out, and then we've got the Bespin Luke returning, right? Oh. And if I only want one Luke, I don't know. It's kind of a hard example, because that Luke and Mando was kind of dope, because it finally kind of, you know, gave me a little, at least for me, gave me a little more redemption, brought Luke back to how I thought he should have been, rather than what happened in the sequels. Right. But I would rather that, like, and so I agree with what you're saying. Like, Ahsoka is what most people in the Clone Wars, that's their generation, right? That's what they know. Mm-hmm. That's the real Ahsoka, right? So of course, people are going to gravitate more towards that than Rosario, because she's kind of a facsimile of sorts, right? You know, it's not what they grew up watching, but it's nice to see her in live action, but it's portrayed by someone completely different. So I could see how those orders would be low, especially in the statues, like you pointed out. But it's just weird that it was being a 2021, and now it's finally in stock shipping, and now it's gone. You know, it's just a very weird. I'm not sure what's happening.
I thought that was pretty strange too.
Right,
especially since she doesn't look like her, you know. So I was like, when I saw that, you know, in the Facebook group that you guys had posted that it went waitlisted, I was like, wow. It's like, I guess maybe a lot of people like her. So,
yeah, I mean, either that or they didn't, like Jay. You know, same thing I was thinking. Like maybe they pulled back on the order,
or they're just playing games with us.
I know. I don't know why. I'm telling you guys out there, Sideshow's not playing games. Like, they may try to incite FOMO here and there, right? Because they're a business, they want to make sales, but I don't think they're intentionally like screwing with their customers. Like, no business would do that. They would lose their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You fuck with them too much, you're gone. Like, it doesn't, it's, you know,
well,
it's like Toys Wonderland or something, but you know.
We've seen this shit before in the past, bro. You know, that's the thing, what's leading some of us to believe that it just might be the same thing. I mean, kind of. You don't remember the IG-11? And along with some other figures that when they did that shit, it's waitlisted, it's gone, it's low stock, it's completely gone. Venom was another one. You're right.
Yeah, Venom was another. Well, but you know, weren't those? Look,
Venom was sold out, wasn't he?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, Venom was actually sold out.
Dude. You can still see IG-11 on their site right now.
Exactly.
Fuck, why you gotta bring me back to that shit? That wasn't even that long ago either.
Dude,
forgot about that.
You can't forget, man. That's why. Y'all gotta remember your history. Come on.
But I think a lot of that also has to do with their weekends sometimes, right? Like when shit hits this low stock.
No, dude, didn't we just have another incident that something actually went low stock during the week and now it's back up, you know, for regular pre-order?
You'll have to refresh my memory. Because I remember Cobb Vanth and the DeLorean did, but they were both on a Saturday.
Right.
There was something recent that went down. I don't remember the specifics of it. But I remember hearing in passing in some sort of conversation in which something had gone blue screened. And then all of a sudden, oh no, that was just a fluke. It's like back to normal again or something like that. I forget what it was.
I don't recall. If anybody in the chat knows. I did put up a poll though.
What did everybody say? That Obi-Wan? Is that what he's talking about? That's no longer on low stock? That's actually back?
He said Obi-Wan Collector's Edition from the series is no longer on low stock warning.
You see? There we go. There you go. It was.
But you know what though? Like there's... Okay, this is how I look at it. Because we don't know the numbers, right? So I would say let's throw out some random numbers just so we have a playing field here so people can see what the board looks like. And so let's say Obi-Wan, they ordered like 3,000 Obi-Wans. And then a bunch of people start canceling. But before they start canceling, they're low stock, right? Because he's like, well, shit, most of our POs are accounted for. And then if like 50 people back out, then it's going to turn back to in stock instead of, low stock warning, because they're not sending these figures back to Hot Toys. Now they have dead stock.
Right.
So then what matters is how long is something at that point going to remain regularly in stock, ships next day. Then I could call bullshit because I'd be like, well, wait a minute, it's been months and it's still here. So what does that mean?
Right.
Does that mean you have an overinflated number, or does that mean everybody out there canceled their pre-orders?
We got to find out exactly what is low stock for them. That's another thing. Like, what is that? Like, what is low stock? Is 1,000 low stock? Is 500? Is that low? Consider like what is exactly?
Right.
Because I mean, you look at not even the Star Wars figure, but if you look at like what is it? That Harley Quinn that's been low stock for like 3 months now. The caution tape one. So it's like, how many of her do they have? But I mean, maybe
she probably really is low stock and just nobody buys her.
That's true.
I mean,
too.
I'm just saying,
right?
Too.
Yeah,
it's not the most exciting Harley Quinn, so
exactly. That's
yeah,
true.
I totally get that. But Ant Collectibles, real quick, man, celebrating 12 months, dude, full year of channel membership, my man.
Awesome.
Dude, thank you so much, dude. Just hey Mafia, glad to catch the stream. I've been busy filming some possible content.
Ooh.
Love you guys. Been a fantastic year, dude. Love you too, my
That's
dude.
amazing,
And
dude.
I seen that, man. I know you're working on something right now, and that's super fucking exciting, man. So I can't wait to see what you create over there, man. Seriously, like kudos, man, to creativity, man, and content, man. It's awesome, dude.
Yes.
And Hoth's Hometown Heroes, dude, thanks so much, brother, for that $10 bomb. He says they do a lot of processes manually. Human errors happen when things get close and cancels happen. I mean, look at Back from the Dead. They lose stuff in warehouses. That is true. We somehow got the Ghostbusters, Jay. Remember that shit?
Yep. And an Ecto one, right?
So 5 years later, we'll start seeing an abundance of Rosario Dawson Mandalorian figures.
Well, we might. Yeah, those warehouse finds. It's like, how did you find these Ghostbusters? Were they buried under some pallets of old General Grievous? I mean,
An employee was keeping them and then finally decided not to buy it.
Right, they put them on the top shelf and they completely forgot about to buy them.
Right? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I think what it goes down to is what I always say is if you really want a figure, make sure that you really want it and secure your orders.
Absolutely, man.
Either through Sideshow or your local comic book store or some of the other shops that you deal with, out there's a lot of people, Ray included, in the chat, Hawkwares and others that, there's others, whoever you're comfortable with, secure that shit, man, because if you really want it, my only issue is I don't like where Sideshow's going lately, where it was like, I feel like I need to, it's almost like you're, I don't want to say bullying, but pressuring me into, locking in pre-orders like consecutively, right? Because if the new trend is like, hey, yo, this is going to be waitlist a year before it even comes out. Right. Now all of a sudden I'm dropping, 30, 40 here left and right, securing like 20 figures before I know it that aren't even going to be out for a year.
If they do start doing that, I mean, I think it would be nice. I mean, it's not going to happen, but could you imagine if they were like a little bit more, open about that, a little more transparent and say, hey, you know what, we're only going to give you guys 3 months, 3 to 5 months or whatever like that. After that, we're closing pre-orders and that's it. If they're a little bit more transparent, on that side, I think, a lot of us would be rethinking of what we're actually going to be picking up and, prioritize, our collections a little bit more so. But instead of us just like speculating, if they're playing games or not, I really wish they would be a little more transparent.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they never will be.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly. Right, businesses don't like to.
I would love a solid gold toilet too, man. Well, it's not going to happen either. So,
You can get a solid gold toilet. What are you talking about?
Can I?
You really could if you sold everything behind you. Right? It's possible if you really want to share.
I'm not willing to make that sacrifice at the particular moment, man. So, but I appreciate your thoughts.
Okay. I'm just saying, man. 130 in the chat, man. Go make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already new to the channel. Road to 5K, my man. And subscribe to all my friends here. Their links are directly below in the description of the chat, man. I did do a poll though. I asked, is Ahsoka really gone? 32% said yes, and 68% say no one's ever really gone. So
wow,
that's an overwhelming landslide on that one. Most people think she's going to be back.
Interesting polls tonight, man. The results so far with the first one, no one gives a shit about the Bad Batch, and no one thinks Ahsoka's really gone. I'm curious to see how the rest of the night's going to play out, man.
Well, we'll have to do some more polls. I've got one for you.
Oh,
I've got a poll for you, Mario.
so I got a poll for you too, buddy.
Wow.
Oh, I don't want no.
Oh my.
No.
Oh my.
No, this is family friendly.
Yeah, he started.
No, I'm kidding.
Set it up. I'll knock it down.
I want to bring this back up because
R5.
Hot Toys put out a
I see where this is
little.
going.
Oh, you know exactly where this is going.
Gosh, dude.
Hot Toys put this out. I mean, we already knew that. Remember, I woke up the other day and I was like, why the fuck is everybody talking about the R5? I'm like, they already announced it like 4 or 5 months. Like, I was confused because people were posting this everywhere like it was a new announcement.
It was weird because there weren't really blogger photos, right? It was just like
No, it was just 3 extra photos that they just put up that they already used before.
right.
So now it doesn't. I don't think it says it here on Sideshow. No, they're calling it Pelimoto's R5 droid. But when Hot Toys put out,
really,
because that was the original, flavor text when Hot Toys announced it. But then the other day they put it out again, and they were like, Mando's co-pilot R5. So, my question to the panel is, am I reading too into this, or is this yet another sign, Mario, that the N1 is coming?
You, my friend, are absolutely reading too much into this, dude. And that's all I have to say. Even Joao's been, bro, you've been calling this since episode 1. All right? Now, come on. Where's it at? Where's it at? Episode 3? I'm telling you, man, don't get your hopes up because it's not going to happen. It's not.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
My man. My man.
I said it. I know. I've been backing you since the beginning on that. So,
My dude. My
it's
dude.
just because even me, man, coming from statues, I've followed Hot Toys right throughout the years, and I've seen them tease these big vehicles, and they never come to light. So it's just it just points to me it's not happening for that simple reason, man.
All right. Well, listen, man.
Chase
You
and I
have to
both
duck
been
out,
hurt
right?
before
You
in the
got to
past,
take
dude.
off.
Yeah, I do have to jet though.
I do appreciate you coming on the time. I know you had prior engagements, man, but it's good to know that you don't think the N1's coming.
I don't.
Because you'll be another person I'm going to laugh at when it does.
Are we both shaving beards?
Hot Toys, it's not coming.
Well, all right. We'll leave it at that because I know you got to go, but I'm not done with the rest of these guys.
Mario.
All right, Chase. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, man. Make sure you guys check out Chase, man.
Good to meet you too.
Take care.
Hell yeah, brother.
See ya.
Oh, good night,
All
brother.
right, man. You have a good night, brother. Listen, that guy Mark says, who's buying that N1? It's too massive. Why? I mean, it is. I'm not going to get it. I mean, I've already made.
That's what I want to know. I mean, if you haven't put okay. After this next poll, if it does drop, which it won't, I'm curious to know who would actually get it in the chat.
Depends on the price.
Let's say sub 1,000.
I'll buy it.
Okay, sub 1,000.
I'll buy it and keep it in the box.
Yep.
Just to
Just
figure it out later.
just
That's
to
a
have
future
it.
J problem, huh?
Just to have it, or
Yeah.
I'll just go to Second Brother's house and I'll just because he has a plan. So and I'll just go and appreciate his.
You think that's what it would be? Just go watch vicariously. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just don't want to end up in a situation where I got to buy it secondhand because I've seen what the price of the Batmobile went for, even though they re-released it recently. But I mean, just look at that latest Batwing from was it
Jazz Inc. Right? Yeah.
Jazz
So,
Inc.
Jorge, what if
Thing's
it blows
beautiful.
up this season? Then will you reconsider it,
I know.
or what?
I know, man. Like they did me with the Razor Crest, bro.
Exactly,
Oh.
man. I'm just saying, dude.
Man, dude, I remember when that Razor Crest blew up. That's part of my reaction to that was the feeling that I had this thing on pre-order with Hasbro, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Same, bro.
Yeah, but listen, the Batwing got shot down by the Joker.
That's true.
Yeah, damn sure did.
But
But it
back
didn't get
then we
it
didn't think
wasn't
they were going to
destroyed.
make a 6-scale Batwing.
Well, and that's the crazy thing because Yoast made it, right? So
Right.
now it's just like,
Yep.
holy shit! Like no one's crazy enough to do that, right? It's never going to happen again. So I understand what you mean by that. You're like, well, shit, if they make it, I'm going to get it, and because I don't want to get it later down the road when you're like, oh shit, this is like $6,000 piece or something, right?
I'll be good with the Iron Studios piece, bro, all day.
I really think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be a limited thing. I think it's going to be one of their. I think it's going to be a big deal, and it's going to be super, not limited, but it's like, okay, you want this, only you have a limited time to get it, and you have to be committed and get it, and that's that. So I think it's going to happen. I do. I really think so.
Do you think they should probably? I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying. I think the price will be about. I'm still thinking. I still think 1,000 is a low. I'm thinking it's going to be about at the minimum like 1,200. Still.
Yeah.
You really think it's gonna be over a G?
I do.
Okay.
Just because they can. Just because they can. If they, I mean.
Yeah, but they want to be able to look because they advertise right coming soon or whatever, the new Mando and Grogu. And they took the photos from Celebration and showed the sample photos of them sitting in the N1. Yeah. Those are the ones that are coming soon, supposedly, right? So I would think that they would want to lower the cost as much as they can to entice people to buy that set as well, to complement the ship. And Hot Toys is like big enough where they have the manufacturing and the tooling. They can produce this stuff. Heavy, plastic materials and snap-on wings, like we've discussed this in the past. Like I think, like it's not gonna, if they ship it, it's not gonna ship in a 6-foot box. You'll have some assembly required. Yeah, nothing major, just snapping in the wings and everything. I mean, in the front of the ship's just like a needle. So when you think about the plastics involved and the engineering, like despite the shortcomings of the recent DeLorean. That has more engineering than an N1.
Right. It's not that complicated. Is what you're saying.
Right. So when you break it down, I'm like, dude, they can sell that for like $800-900, I think, reasonably, and get people more. And that's just the number I'm going for. I mean, who knows? You're right though. Like they could be like, fuck it, man. We'll sell it for 12. People will buy it.
It's possible. I mean, it's got working turbines, lights. What else did that thing have when I saw it there?
Where did it light up? I mean, just in the engine?
It lights up in the engine and in the cockpit.
Yep.
Oh, the cockpit lit up too. Okay.
Yeah, all the little.
Bro, and remember, they released 2 sizzle reels, man, showing the dimensions and the features. So, I know they've done that in the past before, but I feel like this is like a new Hot Toys, man, in a way. And apparently, most of the chat does too. I got 60% of the votes right now saying this N1's coming.
I'm hoping for it.
I think they have to do it. And what I mean by that, I do. I think they have to do it because it's like if they don't do it, it's like here's the stigma of them bullshitting again. You guys go to these cons and flex, but then you don't give us stuff. You did this with that.
But Jay, this is nothing new, dude. For us at the beginning, that's been in the game for a long time. We've seen them do this shit over and over and over again. Not just with ships, but with figures too. All the time, dude. Every freaking con we see something. They're flexing something.
But
it won't come out. That's just how it is.
But the difference is back then we didn't have a Yoast. We didn't have a Jazz. We didn't have, I know Queen. We didn't have Queen Studios. I don't, they haven't come up with their vehicle yet. But there is that competition out there. So I think they got to make good on this one.
I'm going to agree, but I'm also going to agree on a different point. I thought Jay was going somewhere else, but you thought you were going to zig and you zagged.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. That's good because what I was saying is that after the whole DeLorean thing, I feel like they need that kind of home run.
There you go.
I mean, they need something to kind of push that kind of a little bit under the rug, and figuratively speaking, of course, right? Like. Oh shit, the N1. Oh my god. And then now people aren't really talking about the DeLorean as much.
And that can kind of backfire too, because then people can be like, oh, I'm gonna pay $1,000 for what is it gonna break like the DeLorean did? So that's another thing too. It's like so I don't know. This is kind of what? I think I'll start to lose hope after the season of Mando. After we go through a whole season of Mando and we don't get anything, then I'm like, all right, I'm biting my nails like, great. I'm working.
See, at this point, look, none of us really know. I'm gonna end the poll. We're gonna see, but I'm gonna say 65%. Yeah, 65% of people think it's coming. 66, 33% say no way. I'm sure one of those votes was Mario. Yes, exactly. Keep hope alive. Look, no, and I just feel like a lot of it's pointing that way, right? We got Hasbro dropping theirs, you got Iron Studios dropping theirs, and it's all around the proper timing, like through licensing and when things are allowed to be promoted, so on and so forth. They changed this whole R5 droid as a co-pilot. They're showing off the Mando and Grogu set. You know, there's a couple sizzle reels. They took this shit all over the country, all over the world. They brought it to China. They brought it to Japan. I think they brought it to Thailand. They brought it obviously to Celebration. I just feel like that's a lot of energy, dude, to put into something that you're like, I'm not gonna do it. We're not gonna put it out.
And I don't think they would do that just like, okay, we know this Yost guy and Jazz Anchor doing this stuff, so we're gonna put this out just to get people talking. I don't think that. No, I think they want the money. You know, Howard Chan is a smarter businessman. He's a smarter businessman than that. So I'm thinking that this thing will be a reality, but I think we're not seeing anything about it because they're still probably trying to figure out how to market it and how to get this thing out. Like realistically getting this thing to market. I think they're still strategizing that. I mean, I don't understand why they don't do a whole thing like Hasbro. I don't get it. I think HasLab
crowdfund it.
Yeah, do a fucking crowdfund. People would buy it. You know, get it in the hands of the people that really want it. And then okay, we can build this amount and then cut it off, and that's that.
I like that idea.
I do too.
I like that idea. They do need to do a little bit of thing though, because you got that R5 unit that they're advertising as the co-pilot. They got to figure out a way how to get it into that ship. You know, so that's something.
Yeah, but maybe the Grogu pod is interchangeable.
True.
Yeah.
Or they can just do like a swap out bus. They don't have to necessarily get the entire droid in there.
Oh yeah, true. Swap out bus.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they could. I put a poll in the chat again for the next question here, as Mario had suggested. So how much will the N1 cost?
No. I suggested who's gonna get it. That's what I want to know.
Okay, well here we're doing price then, I guess. Whoops. $600 to $800, $800 to $1,000, $10 to $1,200 or $1,200 plus.
Because I would love to pull the chat to see who's actually going to get it, and then depending on where I'm sure everybody's going to be 100%. Yeah, everybody's going to get it, but say if it's 50-50, would that be enough? For Hot Toys to consider the return on investment, if that's a wise move to go ahead and make something that large, with the probability of not collectors not really putting their money where their mouth is. You know what I mean? I think personally that's a gamble. Producing something that big.
I think in mass productions, bro, that shit's only going to cost them a couple $100 to make.
It's but it's a 6 foot long freaking ship, bro.
Didn't you ever buy the G.I. Joe, aircraft carrier or those big bases?
Nope.
I never got it, but I know friends who did.
Yeah.
Those were huge.
Yeah, but it's a big ship. It's a little over 5 feet, I think. But most of that is just that stingray at the back of it, which is going to be a separate piece that comes right off, probably clips in.
Yeah.
So.
So they have the tooling to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like they can manufacture this cheap, and they could sell it, man. And people, I'll ask when I end that poll, I'll ask everybody in the chat. Man, I got 150 in here, man.
I bring up a good point because when you really look at it, the design is not that complicated. And Anthony brought up a good point, like the DeLorean is way more complicated than
I mean, just from an engineering standpoint, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the molds, all that.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, well, and there's another point to that, but real quick, man, I do have a $2 super chat, man. Slugger16, dude, thank you, my man. Because if Hot Toys don't deliver, Yost will. Trust.
That I believe. That I believe.
I believe. And thank you, my man,
producing
for that
Star Wars
super
stuff
chat.
now that he has a DC license?
Well, I know he's putting out another Death Star diorama. So he's still working on some Star Wars stuff. But I remember when I spoke with him last, and this was before Celebration, so it was about a year ago. I've spoken to him recently, but at that time, a year ago, he was mentioning that maybe he could just obtain the Mandolorian license. Right, to some capacity. So I don't know if that's still a possibility. You know, I'm not sure how that works, but even if he doesn't, I don't feel like, you know, a lot of these companies never go after people because, you know, as I mentioned before, it's like a 6 scale community or hobby is not very large in the grand scheme of the world, right? And if you bring it down to just into the world of collectibles, 6 scale is still a lot smaller compared to, say, Funko Pops or 12 scale, you know, in that respect. So when people start doing these unlicensed things, all that really does is entice people to follow through and buy the branded stuff.
Exactly.
Right. Because they're not directly, most of the time, they're not directly copying an existing figure. You know, case in point with Mars Toys putting out, you know, the Jim Carrey Riddler and the Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face. They're not going to go after them because most of us are gonna be like, well, cool, maybe I will get those because I want them now more because I can put them with Batman and Robin.
Exactly.
So now I'm buying your product, right? It's kind of like what you mentioned before, Jay, with the Louis Vuitton. It's the same kind of situation, right?
It actually aids the brand.
Yeah. So, you know, it's very possible, licensed or unlicensed, that Yoast can and will put that out, right? I mean, obviously preferred would be a licensed situation, but, you know,
MB Dyson says he'll wait for the N2. I love that.
One more time, Mario. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
MB Dyson's comment. He said that I'll wait for the N2. I love that, dude.
Well, look, and that bodes another point, right? So let's say they do the N1. They could make an actual Naboo starfighter.
Of course, I think that'd be a no-brainer. But
well, I mean, at that point, right? You see, they can go back to a prequel kind of thing.
But would you think the demand is there for an N1 starfighter from a Naboo starfighter?
I don't think so.
Probably not. But if they've already built it, right? I'm just saying, if it's kind of like the Mark II DeLorean, minus, you know, the hover conversion. They already have a DeLorean.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's kind of how I feel.
But it would be a lot. They'd have to still make the cover panels for that thing because the engines are exposed in that piece a little bit. So it's not completely 100%. I mean, just a little bit of that in a paint job. Yeah, sure. But is the demand actually there for it? Which I doubt.
I mean, I think, you know, I don't think the demand is there. I'll agree with Charlie the Unicorn here, though, that it's more iconic. But with the newer generation and the Mando hype, people, I think, would be more inclined to buy it, right? Because it's like Mando's ship. Whereas the Naboo starfighters, I mean, were they anybody's specific ship?
No, other than Anakin flying it, but
right. So it's,
I don't know, and I wouldn't even say the Naboo starfighter is iconic for prequels. Like I would probably say more like the Jedi starfighter would be more something iconic from that series.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I know I wasn't a fan of the Naboo starfighter when it first came out. That yellow was just too much for me.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that one. I think the Jedi starfighter would. But then again, you know, that shit's been sitting for how many years in the Hot Toys graveyard?
Yeah.
Yep.
That thing was badass when I saw it there too. It should have made that.
Was that 2017 or?
Yeah, I think it was like 2017 or 2018.
Yeah. 5 or 6 years ago, man, and we've got nothing. Crickets. So I understand Mario's skepticism with the N1, but I still feel like it's coming. Interestingly, though, enough in the chat, 44% of everybody thinks it's going to be in the 800 to 1,000 range.
Wow, 800, really that low? That's interesting.
I think it would be, man. I don't think they want to go over the 1,000 mark. That's expensive. I mean, and I just don't see it. Let me ask the chat.
They're gonna sell a shitload of them. So you kind of got me turned around thinking that they just may do that because for $800 with the lights and the moving in the motor turbines,
that'd be a no-brainer, dude. I mean, that's that's DeLorean territory, isn't it?
Yeah, it would fly.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it would fly. So
yeah, I honestly think so. I do, man. So that's just kind of what I wanted. You know, I was curious because the R5, bro. I mean, I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. And it's like all things point to it, right? I mean,
I think because, okay, look it. You didn't see shit. Can I say something about the episode? Or no?
I mean, I guess I don't know. Which one?
Well, the latest episode of The Mandalorian. Can I say something about it, or is that under wraps right now?
Is it under wraps? All right. If you guys need to mute your stream for like 5 seconds.
Okay, look.
Everybody's like, some of no spoilers, so I don't know.
All right, no, I'm not gonna say anything then. Never mind.
Okay.
I don't want to risk it.
All right, well then you can get me. We can talk about it backstage or something. I mean, I'll watch it, but I still don't feel like. Even if they blew the fucker to oblivion, dude, I still think they would still put it out.
No. That didn't. Oh yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I don't know.
I mean, when they first showed it, I was a little bit on, not all for it at first, right? But when they first showed it in Book of Boba Fett, I'm still much more of a fan of the Razor Crest. I feel like that's more of a bounty hunter ship, but
such a cool ship, dude.
It has that whole like World War II vibe.
And it was the living quarters too, bro. I mean, he had his own bed, he had everything, dude. Got a freaking toilet.
Yeah.
He did.
And he could store his bounties, bro, in the carbonite.
Yeah.
Like that was.
There you go. Right.
It was cool, but now considering where he's going as a character, I'm starting to follow this ship a little bit more, and I do like the exposed manifold, and it gets that hot rod type of vibe to it. Yeah. So, it's growing on me. It's growing on me a lot, actually.
It's what y'all just saying that you got to think about it. They got rid of the Razor Crest because it will be hard as hell to try to make a 1/6 scale version of that thing. But it's definitely it's more feasible. It's more feasible to make. They can make. I think the N1 exists to sell toys. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, it had a whole episode dedicated. I think that's his ship. This is it's a cool ride. And he got a little space for Grogu in the back. That's his vehicle. That's this version of Mando's vehicle. So I really think that thing exists just so they could make toys out.
Bro, I don't want to break your heart or anything, but Star Wars itself was made to sell toys, bro. Everything you see, man, in Star Wars in general was just made to sell toys, dude.
Except Andor.
Well,
damn.
To a degree.
I mean, to a degree, there's zero fucking degree. I've never seen.
There's vintage collection shit out there for Andor, bro.
Is there vintage?
There is.
Is there vintage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll never get anything from there though.
Maybe a reissue of a clone trooper. Maybe a shiny clone, phase 2.
It's a good question, man.
You're muted, Jay.
Because
trying to think what I would like from Andor. I do like the old man ship. That ship was dope. I would get a model.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah,
it was.
I would actually consider getting the old man if they brought him out. He was a badass character, cool. Man. I really liked him.
I like his character. Yep.
Yeah. Minus the wig. You can take the wig off, but
but aside from like ships, I mean, do you think they would actually put out any hot toys?
They could. I think they definitely could, man.
Do you think they are? They just haven't announced them yet because they're so back scheduled.
All the Imperial officers that were in there, Deidre, what's her name, and along with the higher ups for the Imperial bosses, dude, I would love to see those in 6 scale.
At least Andor has to be coming.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, just like Kyber Metrics Collectibles man says, I was expecting a Cassian Andor from Andor since he'd pair well with Jyn Erso. Like, exactly. Like, I was very shocked that we still haven't seen, at the very least, right, Cassian. Because where the hell's the rest of our Rogue One, man? Where's Baze Malbus? I mean,
you sold off all your collection, bro. You don't get to say in a matter too.
I did. I sold the collection because I was tired of waiting. And I know we should have patience, but I was just like, all right, Rogue One, you're gonna have to go.
Blitz,
I love the movie, but
Blitz says the TIE pilots. That's a perfect example of something.
Okay, yeah, TIE pilots.
They can definitely do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem: is it would end up just being a bunch of troopers, which I'm okay with. But would an average fan of Star Wars just buy troopers? Right. We have to look through the lens of the average consumer. Is it worth for them to, produce all these?
I think the average consumer will probably buy a trooper over an N1 Starfighter, bro. I'm just saying.
Well, of course, someone's going to buy a $200-$300 figure versus a big ass vehicle. But you know, like we had a TIE pilot, but we had the First Order TIE pilot. That's it. And then Sideshow made it. Sideshow did like an OT one, but
that'd be cool to get though. I would buy that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would love those. I really would. But it's just, who knows what they're gonna do, man? Who knows? I'm adding that poll, man. We got 53 votes in there. Interesting that 32% of the chat would buy the N1. So there you go, Mario.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's why it's not coming.
Yeah, man. That's why it's not coming. So, according to you, but I think I don't know, man. I don't think so. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be we're gonna wait and see. But I swear to God, Mario, it's gonna be so fun when it drops.
When what drops?
The N1.
Yeah,
I've doubled down on black, bro. I mean, that's how I look at it. This thing's been coming.
Yeah, we'll be how many messages? A foot stream in no time, bro.
Imagine how many messages you're going to get, Mario.
I know my phone's gonna blow up, dude. I'm sure. I'm sure, man.
Didn't they make the pilots from the game? No, from Battlefront 2. If you're talking about that, all we got was the Jump Trooper, the Shock Trooper, and a Snow Trooper, and the Snow Trooper 2-pack. And that was a wrap for Battlefront 2, which is kind of a shame.
Seeing the comments in the chat, I'm surprised no 40th Return of the Jedi figures have been announced yet.
I know, like, I wanted to actually ask you guys about that too, because as Jay was pointing out, and myself, like, if the N1 was going to come out, it would be from like now to June, right? Because we got Mando starting now, April Celebration, May's obviously May the 4th, and all that. Hot Toys has already announced the anniversary for the Clone Wars and the 40th for Jedi. So it has to be like stuff around now is where we should be seeing some of this shit. I mean, we could say, okay, screw the N1 for a minute, but what about all this other stuff, right? So like Return of the Jedi, I mean, what are you guys most excited for? I guess is the first question. Anybody can take this. You can give it some thought.
A new Han.
Besides Slave Leia, they're not going to do it.
That would be sweet if they did, man. That would be awesome.
Dude, can you imagine? I think we'll get a Slave Leia.
That would be a no-brainer. I don't care what they charge for her. I'd buy that.
No doubt.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well,
new Han and Chewie. New Han and Chewie.
I wouldn't mind seeing Rebellion pilots. Give me Wedge. Give me some of the like NA Wing pilot stuff like that. Akbar would be dope. Yeah, all the Jabba stuff. The Gamorrean Guard. Gamorrean Guard would be sick.
Gamorrean. Right?
That would be sick, dude. Yeah.
I thought we were going to get that with like a Book of Boba Fett.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. I thought we were going to get, anyway, with Jedi. All right, so here, let's do, I can only ask, unfortunately, I can only ask 4 things. But go ahead.
Edge would be awesome.
Bush Leia would be dope.
Yes. I think we're going to get that.
That could be more possible than the Slave Leia. Yeah, I could go for that too.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I think
it's a 2-pack with a Slave Leia's exclusive to the 2-pack. That'd be sick.
It's under the suit, right? We can take it off.
It's now called Prisoner with Job Leia.
Hut Slayer Leia, man. Make it happen.
Okay, let me ask you guys this then, because for the poll I can only put in 4 options. So I'm gonna ask the chat right now which Jedi figures they want. So I wrote Han and Chewie for 1 poll, Luke and Leia for a 2nd poll. What do you think the other 2 polls should be? Because we can only do 4 options.
What Luke and Leia?
Just Return of the Jedi. I'm just blanketing it.
Blanket it? Okay. All right.
Yeah. We already got a Jedi Luke, no? Unless they're going to do a reissue.
Yeah, we have like 3 of them, dude.
Yeah, but they're probably going to do it, though. And a lot of people missed out on it.
True.
Oh, you think with the Mandalorian one coming out that they're going to do another Jedi Luke?
I think they may
like
the Emperor.
Well, don't say that. I think they're going to do like a quarter scale Luke.
All right, here, let's put that one.
Reissue of the Emperor.
Palpatine and Royal Guards.
I know.
Darth Vader.
Okay,
that's
Darth
obvious.
Vader and who?
Yeah, that's an obvious.
No.
Well, I'm asking what you want. So Darth Vader and
battle damage Luke Jedi.
Okay. All right. So that's all we're gonna fit in there because we can only have 4 options, guys. So
what about? I was gonna say 3PO and R2.
Would be good.
Oh shit! I forgot 3PO and R2.
3PO and R2. Yeah.
That would be the first OT 3PO, dude, if they actually did it, man.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, Golden Boy.
Yeah,
Christian Detour Collections, my man. Yeah, dude,
Hot Toys
160,
hasn't done that
man,
yet, right?
in the chat. Hit the poll, man. Let me know. I mean, the poll's a little vague, but those are the options that we have set forth for everybody in the chat, so I'm interested. Yeah, I forgot his name,
the only
too.
one that's done an OT one, right?
Yeah, and Tamashi Nations.
And Tamashi Nations, yeah.
Yeah, which is really like the grail 3PO, but...
Yeah.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, dude.
I love
the
that.
sideshow's not bad, you know, to be honest. I have it sitting right here, and I think it's a great stand-in.
It serves
That's
its
a job.
purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, tough choices, man. Yeah, they're definitely tough choices here because, I mean, the majority of the chat in the poll right now is well over 50% Han and Chewie.
I can see that.
Is what people want the most.
Yeah.
'Cause I wasn't asking, like, what do you think will happen? Just what do you want? Right. What do you want?
Like an Endor version of them? Because I missed out on Leia. But that would be cool.
Give me an Endor Han. I'm good. And I think it'll happen because, you know, he's doing Indiana Jones, right? The movie's basically done. It's a long overdue since we had an Indiana Jones figure, right? DX05.
Yeah.
So we know that he's young in the movie.
Yeah.
They've got some de-aging going on, so we can have a modern and an older version figure. And if they're already working on licensing with that shit, why not bring them? Because Empire's done. I hate to say it, right? I mean, that Bespin Han is long past. I mean, we've missed the 40th.
Yeah. But remember,
which is not to say they'll never do it,
but
it
is
the 40th Jedi.
It is Hot Toys, and they don't make sense.
Yeah. No, and the reason I brought up a lot of those there is because, like, you know, Palpatine and the Royal Guard, that's coming runner up in the votes right now because a lot of people missed out. A lot of people missed out, and I don't really have I think I'm kind of indifferent if they do drop stuff. My issue is I don't want them to drop reissues.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities for Return to Jedi, dude, especially for all the alien characters. Like I said, with Akbar, you got Nine Numb, you know, you got Squid Face, you got Yak Face, you got a Gamorrean Guard, all the Jabba shit. You know, there's so much in there, dude, that could be done. The Rancor Keeper, man, what about that?
Oh, that'd be cool too. About the Rancor.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, man, Return of the Jedi, he went all out, Lucas.
Yeah.
For merchandise, right? There was all sorts of creatures and shit.
Slice noodles, all them, bro.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. The band.
Yeah, Jedi Rocks, right?
Yeah.
Special edition, dude.
Look, I will say that Sideshow did all that shit.
They did.
Which is not to say like it's done, it never is gonna happen again. But it's crazy that Sideshow was able to do all these things, or most of that, and that Hot Toys never really dips into anything like that. And I don't know why that is.
Yeah, real quick, man. I want to shout out Hoff's Hometown Hero again.
I was about to. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Our dude just gifted 5 random members memberships, you know, out in the chat, man. So
he did.
Nice. Dude, again with your generosity, man. That's
yes,
that's
my
amazing,
man.
dude.
Thank you so much, man. So who are the random new channel members? Let's see. Blitz, my man, became a channel member courtesy of Hoff. We have Elected Collector. We have Bob Dylan. What's up, Bob? We have Ho Malone, which is an awesome name. And we have Xander, my man. Well, dude, that's so cool, guys. Thank you so much for that, Hoth Hometown Hero, man. Badass, man. Congrats to the gifted members. Yeah, man. That's pretty awesome, dude. Thank you so much, my man, for that, man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, reissues is a problem, but I think 2.0, is that acceptable? Or would you feel a little, oh, we got another Emperor Palpatine, he's got rolling eyes, he's got a, you know.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Get a lot of rolling
You'd be
eyes.
irritated by that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, I mean, if they don't at least update the paint apps in the Sith eyes, that would be even more disappointing if they didn't do that. I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the paint apps aren't really, as vibrant in the eyes as they should be when it comes to the Sith eyes. Take another look at it if you haven't noticed.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But are we? Is it just a matter of opinion? Is it just a matter of like, where I would be like, you know what? I think all of us on the panel here are like, no, we don't want to see it, even if it's a 2.0. But is that? Oh well, it's clearly not fair for new people coming in, right? Like, it gives them an opportunity to buy it, but it also makes it feel like, does it devalue your current stuff, and is that an issue?
Does it devalue? Yeah. If that is an issue, it could be for some. It could be for some actually trying to get out and sell their stuff if they need to, So, but like I said earlier, man, I mean, it's not a matter of who missed out on what. It's more of the potential missed opportunities of not capitalizing on other characters that are within that movie, to expand the entire line in general, rather than just keep it narrowed down to another reissue, which is, for me, I mean, I don't got to buy it, I already got it, so unless my shit's deteriorating. But even still, bro, I just think, more characters, please expand the line, dude. Don't make it smaller.
I just think we gotta really look at Hot Toys as what's going on. It's the same thing that's going on with the sneaker game. It's like it comes in cycles. That's just what it is. I think at some point we're going to see all our, quote unquote Grail figures, with the exception of some. I don't think we're going to get like another. Well, depends on what Marvel does. I don't think we're going to get another Blade anytime soon, or a true one-off figure. I don't think we're going to get that. But these things that have big IPs, these big tentpole films and licenses, you're going to see them cycle and come back around. I just think that's just what it's going to be now. I think that's over the past couple of years, they're kind of training us to look at these things good. And I'm Mr. Good One and Grail saying this. So I really think that's what it is. You're not Grails. It's going to be. You're still going to have your Grail pieces, but it's not going to be the way that it was. Anything that you're going to see, I really think one day you're going to see our OT figures or our Farm Boy Luke redone with rolling eyes and all. You're going to see that. It's going to happen. But I do think they're going to do it real slow. It's not going to be like, here's everything all at once. I just think it's going to be, every couple of years, here's this figure and here's that and I think it's going to be like that. And I'd rather them do 2.0s. If they're going to if they're going to improve it, new paint apps and all that stuff.
That's what I was going to say.
Definitely,
totally fine with it. But if you just throw it in the box, here's the same one you got. It's just another
same figure, same problems.
Yeah, I would much rather. Yeah, I mean, but see, with 1/6 shooter though, I know a lot of people will subscribe to that, right? Whereas don't buy for value. But do you feel that it is purchasing for value, or do you just feel like in the event you don't want your stuff to feel that it is devalued?
I think that's what it is.
Kind of where I feel.
Everybody wants. It feels good to have, like the Ghostbusters, for example. It feels good to have it and know what they're worth, and it does feel good. It is, but and especially for the people that bought it from retail. How good that feels. Damn, I got a real grip, man. I pulled the trigger at a good time, and it's something that I do want, but it is a little extra kick that is worth so much now. It's like almost feeling rewarded for buying into it at that time. And I think that feels good for a lot of people. And anybody that says it doesn't, maybe a little bullshit there. I mean, it really depends, but I think it does. I'll just say for me, it feels good. It does, especially if you bought like the Back to the Future 2 figures. I bought those when they came out for retail, and you look at how much they're going now. I feel kind of rewarded. Like I waited, and then the 2.0 DeLorean came out. Oh, and it's great. It's kind of reward for.
It feels like you had a payoff for.
Right, exactly, a payoff, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think at the time when we're purchasing these figures at retail. I mean, I know I didn't, because I bought all my the New Hope, the original trilogy figures. I got them all at retail, dude, because that was my thing. Yep. That was my focus. That was my goal. Anything original trilogy is going into the collection automatically. I just so happened to be collecting at the time when they first came out. So now it's I guess it's paid off in a sense, when it comes to, what they're worth. And yeah, Jay, it is a nice feeling, bro. It's nice to see that, the figures that I got, people are actually chasing after them, which is driving up demand, driving up the cost. It's cool, to have this in the collection because not everybody has these,
Yeah.
So it's cool and all. But at the time when we're actually picking them up, I don't think anybody's thinking that, we're picking them up for, monetary value or anything.
You just
Right.
want it. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
This is
for
my
me,
focus.
That's
This
the
is
rare
what I
in the
wanna do.
collection.
yeah, like my thing for me was it was like I sold all my Rogue One, but not because I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy these Rogue One figures and sit on them for 4 years to make a little bit of a profit, right? It was more or less, I decided that the way my collection is moving, I don't necessarily really want them in my collection anymore, or not really want, because they're all cool, but it just doesn't fit my overall plans moving forward.
Right.
So for me, it was kind of nice because all my Rogue One was a tidy profit,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I feel bad for people coming in where now it's so bad. Everything's being sold below retail. If so I'm always like, if you buy something, don't make sure you really want it because it's not like it used to be.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing too, dude. The nice thing about, like, say, look, we're talking about not getting these things for investments, but the thing is, life can happen. Say if tomorrow I lost my job, I need to pay rent. It's good to know that I can rely on, some of these figures here. If I needed to, come up with some money real quick, I can sell these off, and just make something. I'm not going to lose any money, originally, from what I paid for. That's why I think that we should consider these things actually keeping their value. Hold that, kind of, I don't want to say near and dear to our hearts, but just look at that as a benefit, to these things, rather than just buying these things and they plummet in value. But I mean, if you don't give a shit that they plummet, that's fine and all. But I'm just saying, just think ahead. I'm not trying to say to get these to invest in, but the fact that if you're curating your collection, getting figures that you actually want, the bonus is that when they're gone, when they sell out and the demand is up there, the higher value is there. It's nice to know that everything happens. You can get rid of them, and just come up if you need to.
Yeah.
Or at least that they can maintain their value. The
Exactly,
current, the retail value that you paid for it. It sucks when you see these things sell for under retail and you're thinking to yourself, oh shit, I just overpaid for this. But
that's a big concern, right?
Yeah.
I mean, case in point, I bought the freaking zombie Deadpool retail at Sideshow plus tax plus shipping. I think retail he was $270. I think that's how much he goes for MSRP. So it was like a $300 figure, and then like a month later, I see him for like $140. Shipped, and you're like, fuck, that kind of blows. I wasted like $200. Oh, almost. You almost feel, and I try to sympathize, with other collectors because I'm sure we've all felt that at some point. It's not so much that you want to hold them for value, but when you feel like the value may not be there, then you're like, oh, like what in 2021? Remember, I was preaching to everybody. I'm like, you do what you want, but I was like, don't pre-order if you don't. There's no need to.
Yeah.
There was no need to at the time, right? Because everything you can find it all cheaper, and that's saving you money. And if you're, more money saved in your pocket is more money that you can spend on your collection or whatever else, in life. It's just
when you and one thing, and when you buy these figures, and when you like you said, you bought that figure and you see it like $150 cheaper, when you try to go and sell it, it feels bad. I mean, I've been there. When you sell something, you got people. I think I tried to sell Golden Armor Wonder Woman a couple weeks ago. I actually still have that figure in my collection because I put it up, and I think I was asking for a reasonable price. I didn't ask for $300. I was asking for like maybe $280, and I saw people sending me offers like, hey, can I get it for $150? Hey, can I get it for $220? And I was like, I got so disgusted. I was like, you know what? I really don't need to sell this. I'm taking it down because it just became insulting, and I'm all for anybody looking for deals. But when damn well the figure is going for about $300 and somebody's putting it up, giving you like $50 to $60 off on it, and you're like, hey, let me get it for $150. It's just like, okay, that's insulting. I'm already taking a hit. I'm not gonna take a hit like that. So that just forces me to have more scrutiny when I'm picking out my stuff now. Like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I get stuff that I really want, and I know that I'm not going to say I'm not buying it just because it's there for me to buy, or I was bored that Saturday or whatever. I'm really got to have a connection to it for really to make my purchase, because you may run into those situations where the value fluctuates. It may go down. It's like anything. So you just got to really put your money where your heart is, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with that. And I did put a poll in the chat, man. Just want to see what you guys wanted to, say about it. I just asked if you guys, do you want your collection to hold value? Only 9% so far say no.
I was gonna say, who would say no to that?
Yeah. Well, look, because in the realistic sense, we're like, well, I don't care. I get them because I want them. Which, yeah. I believe I do too. And it's just, but it's still nice in the event, like Jay's pointing out, you try to sell something, you're like, damn, might as well keep it.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at it. As far as the whole 2.0s are concerned, I do welcome them only because I know what it's like when you were like, damn, I missed this figure. And I have an opportunity, and there's new and the only reason I look at it like new collectors come into the hobby every day, right? They may not be coming in by the droves, but there's always new collectors coming in, right? A ton of new collectors came in 2022. Yep. And now we're already in March. I'm sure we got a lot of new collectors coming in 2023. In fact, there was a couple in my in the chat a few weeks ago that said that, if you guys remember. I forgot who it was, forgive me if you're watching, but they were coming in from like Black Series or like 12 scale, so there's always new people coming in. So I never want to be like, oh man, no, you can't get that because I have it, right? So there's that. I mean, I welcome it, but I think at this point, as long as we've been doing this, it's that I get it where like if almost everything we have just came out like all the time, like reissue after reissue after reissue, I think I may have a concern. But as far as we've been seeing, I mean, it's mostly 5, 6, 7% of all figures actually get reissued or 2.0. So I never want to deprive somebody that, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I wish there was like a balance, like you have it have some figures that are reissued for people that are just coming into the hobby, but then also give us new figures at the same time. Don't just make it all reissues. Like in some of the reissues are just too soon. Like Paz Vizsla, that was one that I saw come up, and I was like, wow. I was like, that just went up or just released 2 years ago, and now we're getting a new one with a shield, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Nothing 2.0 about that, really, man. They just threw in a little $5 shield, if that.
Exactly.
Oh, literally $5. That was the only cost difference in the MSRP. So. My issue with that is that Dokinator called me Maria instead of Mafia, but I
was wondering who that was pointed at. I was like, oh,
what is up, my dude? Man, I know it was a typo. But that was a concern of mine, is that if you were to Paz Vizsla is a perfect example. I'm glad you brought him up. And the reason I say that is because I always look at, like, if you're going to bring something back out, that in my opinion, you should have something that differentiates between its predecessor. Even if this guy's a little more upgraded, if you're giving me everything, Paz Vizsla is the exact same figure, but with an added accessory. So what does that do to Heavy Infantry Mando, right? Because you would just buy the guy with the shield because it's an extra accessory. Like, he's just better statistically. He's nothing's taken away. Or but when they reissued, the fuck was it, dude? Mark 46.
Oh, Mark 46, Mark 5, Mark 1.
But they took away. There's certain things are different. Like, he didn't have a head sculpt, or he didn't have the Captain America helmet with him, right? Or so then your old thing is kind of like, well, hey, I still have this, because something's differentiated between the two, if that makes sense. I kind of like that in a way.
Yeah, the original one still has a little bit more value. I don't want to say value, but holds its integrity, I guess.
Yeah, what if they put out Count Dooku, man, and he comes with a speeder, and he's got rolling eyes and a USB lightsaber? What happens to Count Dooku? Right, but what happens to Dooku, to the original Attack of the Clones? Does he just turn to worthless status, or you know what I mean? Because everything that I just mentioned would be infinitely better in additions and nothing subtracted from the original. And that's where I feel like, damn, I don't want that to happen. But I mean, it's food for thought, Yeah. It just feels like there should always be some kind of. I Bespin Luke 2.0 is kind of a good example in a way, right? He's coming out new, but he's not DX07.
Right.
Even though I know he does come with the damaged Vader helmet that Mario was pissed about.
What the hell?
But it's not DX07. It's not a 2-pack. Doesn't have the weather vane. I feel DX07 still holds a place in collectors, right? You're like, oh, that's DX07. Yeah. That's my 2-pack. It's not getting affected, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Gotcha. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that has the historical value of it, and being like, being the first, Hot Toy Star Wars figure. I mean, I think that, still has a lot of value to it. And like you said, that weather vane it's an amazing piece. It's a diorama piece. I think this new Bespin Luke won't affect it. I think, well, I'm not gonna say it won't affect it, because I think people are gonna be jumping on a new hotness, as they should. It's technically a better figure. But DX07 is DX07 still, and I think you still have some people out there that want it.
I want it. Yeah. I mean, it was a 2-pack. You got a battle damage and you got a clean one.
Exactly.
You got a diorama stand. You got the weather vane. You got all kinds of different things that came with it.
No.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, I appreciate moving forward, though, right? I mean, we talk about Iron Man, the Mark III 2.0, right? Because let's say Mark III 1.0 is plastic, Mark III 2.0 is die cast, and now the new Mark III blows the 2.0 out of the water.
Nope.
The 2.0 just looks like a toy. So that's cool, right? So I know we're talking Star Wars, but let's say we all had a Mark III 2.0. Are you upset? Or would you be upset? You have the Mark III 2.0.
I have the Mark III. I have the Mark III, and am I upset? Not really, because I guess I can repurpose them elsewhere. Because the thing is that. So I have the original Mark 1 through 7 suits because I wanted to just put them all in the Hall of Armor, right? That's why I got that entire set. From the jump, that's the display that that I've always wanted, right? But the fact is that the original Mark III didn't have much going for it. It had to swap out torso just so you can get him in a ground pound pose. They had no articulation, in that midsection. So now that they're doing a Mark II of the diecast, it's a whole completely different figure, different height, new paint apps, more accessories. More akin to what's more screen accurate, right? Yeah. So I would rather put that out on the shelf on its own, so I could display everything that comes with it, including that phenomenal base, rather than keep it trapped behind a cage in the Hall of Armor. You know what I mean? So for me, in my sense, I'm just gonna repurpose it. So I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. By that same argument, if they did all of that to Palpatine and the chair,
fuck that nonsense, dude. No.
you see where I'm coming? I'm like,
yeah.
All right, now the chair's USB, doesn't need batteries, better paint apps, better Sith eyes, rolling eyes, a better, easier wired hood.
Better, I'd be cool with that.
See,
if my stuff was defected, if I had a reason to go ahead and pick up the upgrade, then yeah, sure. But as it stands right now, no. I mean, I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon anyway, dude. So if they reissue it, cool. Have at it. All y'all that wanted it, that missed out on it, that's great. For me, it's whatever, because I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I only say that because I'm trying to be impartial here, right? Because all of us as collectors, as collectors, we don't like seeing it happen unless it's a good upgrade. And on the other hand, we're also like, well, I want people to have an opportunity. So it's this dichotomy inside of us where we're just like, I don't like what you're doing, but I also like people get a chance to get it,
Well, there's so many different variations of those characters, because they can go and give us the attack of the, Palpatine from Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. They can just give us that.
Yes.
100. Then we'll get it. the people that don't, even have it, will get it, and that gives the other chance, people have a chance that don't have.
I would love that. Yeah.
Well, and I agree with everybody on the panel's points on that, right? I would rather see the stuff that we haven't gotten yet, right? As opposed to I've already lived through this history. But I'm speaking purely selfish in that respect, right? I'm just speaking about my collection. I already have it. I'd rather see something new that we haven't seen.
Right.
But at the same token, for new collectors, yes, it's nice to be able to get, stuff that they had missed the opportunity on getting. But I think I always want to see new shit. Always. It's just, there's so much. If we're talking Star Wars, there's so much, dude. Right? That Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine, I think everybody in the chat would probably buy him.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think so too.
Absolutely.
Hell, make it a 2-pack so we get the center of Palpatine as well. I'd love that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Damn. I want to ask that actually. I'm going to start a poll on this, man. I know, I want to ask because I really want to know. I really am interested in what the community thinks.
That's why I wish they would just, like I said, balance it. Do one, like if they're going to reissue Palpatine again, then give us, Han on Endor, along with that. So then you have one for us and one for them, and eventually they'll be where we're at.
Yep. Definitely.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, yeah, because if you look at the way the past few years have been, man, if you're a Clone Wars fan or the prequel trilogy fan, dude, combined, those guys got way more than us OT guys.
Hell
like figure per figure. I mean,
that's just because the clones are so easy to reproduce too.
I don't know, man.
It's the same figure in different colors.
Bro, I've got them all right here, man. And if you're talking Clone Wars and original or sequel trilogy or prequels, I'm sorry, I've got 2 shelves here worth of original trilogy, dude. That's only one, compared for the prequels and Clone Wars combined. As of right now, is where it stands. So there's that.
Well, look, Ninja Scroll brings up a good point, man. You can't be mad at Ferrari for making a better version of a model they made, again, years on with better tech and paint apps, etc.
No, I don't think any of us would be mad for that.
Right.
I mean, that's what we prefer are the upgrades is what we really want. Instead of just releasing the same thing, same figure, same problems. No, we don't. No, don't do that.
And I did put a poll in the chat, man. Braden. Yeah, exactly. 58% say Return of the Jedi so far. Well, no, actually higher. Now we're at 61%.
Oh, wow.
Revenge, Return of the Jedi, 40% want Revenge of the Sith Palpatine. I really am curious, but he's like, damn, all these old people in here. Well, listen, you got to understand, Braden, most of my demographic are people my age. So it's interesting.
Braden, a young buck.
But listen, I think, yeah, all right. So Dylan, another good point, right? I would get both Palps, but if I had to choose, it's Revenge of the Sith. I'd display him with Chancellor Sculpt if he came with both. So, Dokinator, same thing, man. He wants a red robe Palpatine. For me, it will always be Return of the Jedi. But I would welcome that for anybody, right? Especially, most of you guys will buy it. I'm not really dipping too deep into prequels, but people would eat it up. So that's kind of where I'm like, all right.
There's a lot of details in that outfit, dude. That would stand out a lot more than the Return of the Jedi Palpatine.
Yeah.
And if it came with 2 lightsabers like the Clone Wars
cartoon
version.
Hell yeah, man. Dope. Yeah.
Well, they could do that then, right? For this 20th Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be Revenge of the Sith.
Well, the Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars animated are similar costumes enough. And they did that with what's his name? Mace Windu, right? They gave him some of the armor parts for him to look like from the Clone Wars version.
For Clone Wars, yeah.
Which is brilliant marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I mean, they did that with the pilot, right? The clone pilot. You get the Clone Wars helmet, swap out.
Yeah.
So now I think that's at least 2 that we've seen that have done that. Mm-hmm. So they'll follow suit with that. I'm almost positive because again, it's good marketing and the cool thing with Hot Toys, well, I think it's the cool thing with Hot Toys. I know some people don't agree with it. I like how they lean towards anything animated. They lean more towards the likeness of an actor as if it was live action.
Yes.
Right. Whereas we've seen Sideshow put out Anakin and Obi-Wan that look like the animated show. I feel like that takes away from me in my collection. I don't want them to look animated. I welcome that live action representation.
Yeah.
Sort of like a what if, you know, they were on screen. So they could take anything from the animated show and do that and be like, well, here you go. Here's a prequel era, you know, Palpatine. There you go. Problem solved.
Right.
You know, and I think it helps add a synergy of sorts, right? Because we have nine Attack of the Clone announcements from last year, right?
Right.
You can pair those pretty much with your Clone Wars figures if you wanted to, and they would all look great together. Right. So yeah, prequel guys got it good, man. We don't have much of that when it comes to OT, man. With OT, I got shelves that are kind of a little separated of sorts, right? Here's my New Hope, here's my Empire. It doesn't, you know, maybe some troopers you can mix together, but even then I feel like
that's what I hope for the 40th anniversary for Return of the Jedi. They come through. If they give us the same love that they gave Episode 2, I'd be content. Preferably a little bit more love, but still, that'd be good.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like we're gonna get the Shaft with the 40th Jedi.
I hope not, man. And we still got Star Wars Celebration coming and May 4th. I think we're gonna get
exactly.
some stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we also got this 20th Clone Wars thing.
That was last year though, and I don't think they're gonna put out any more figures.
Well, no, they got a new one where they were just saying the Clone Wars 20th anniversary
for the animated series.
Yeah. So, and I feel like
I missed that.
Yeah, no, yeah, they got it. They announced that was part of their whole upcoming, you know, John Wick 4, 40th, you know, Jedi, 20th of the Clone Wars. Whoa. So,
Speaking my question, I'm sorry, John Wick coming out in a couple weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, John Wick's coming out.
Yeah, I'm hearing good stuff about it, man. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm super stoked for that shit. John Wick's awesome, dude. And it'll be nice because we'll get another John Wick figure because the one they did kind of.
Bro, I'll be all for it.
Yeah, and we'll get a Donnie Yen, I'm sure.
Bro, I'm hearing good stuff about his character, man. I heard he's a scene stealer throughout the entire movie.
I bet
he should be. He should be, man. But that's my point. It's like they went hard on Attack of the Clones, and even prior to the anniversary, they've already gone hard on the Clone Wars. They know that that's kind of more of their target demographic versus us old heads, right? So, some of the younger guys obviously would still like the OT, but they're prequel era. So I feel like if they're dropping the 20th Clone Wars stuff this year too, I just hope they don't do us dirty like 40th Empire.
Yeah. 1 and 2
Why you gotta remind me, man?
Just 2 reissues.
No, I mean Lando was branded in the 40th. Snowspeeder Luke
Lando was
40th.
So Lando and Snowspeeder, that was only the ones that were branded, right?
That was it, dude. Yeah. And then Vader and Boba Fett, yeah.
Yeah, Vader and Boba were repackaged. So
that was so damn lazy.
Yeah. And we didn't get anything.
Came out at the same time, right? They had both versions of the figures on their site at the same time, I think.
No, they're actually sold out.
They were sold out before they released the 40th boxes?
Right, before they re-released, yeah.
I could have sworn Boba Fett, I had the option for both, and I was like looking back and forth at the two of them.
It was because I was looking for the
maybe for Fett
it was gone.
Okay.
You know, the original standard edition might have been in stock at the time because I personally was looking for the deluxe and it was completely gone. So when the 40 came around, you know, when it had all the deluxe parts, I was like, okay, cool. Now's my chance. I'm going to capitalize. So there you go. Yeah, it came in a beautiful box.
I mean, I suppose we'll find out. It's just, damn it, man. They went hard on Attack of the Clones, bro. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
9 figures. Which is great. Don't get me wrong. It's just.
And no reissues. So that's
no reissues. Right. So
not a single one.
You know, what are they going to do for Jedi? I mean, I think it's a given that we will get, I think we will get, the quarter scale Return of the Jedi shrunken down in 6 scale, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be like an identical, right? So we'll have the unmasked version.
Yeah.
Hopefully they at least moving eyes and maybe a USB lightsaber, but I feel like that's definitely going to happen. And that's all I know about as far as who else they would, you know, we can only hope for Han and Chewie, but I swear to God, they're going to give us another damn Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that one. Probably Boba Fett.
What if they gave us a Return of the Jedi Luke on a speeder bike?
The Endor version?
Yeah.
They'd have him in this.
I would buy
That's
it.
possible.
I would buy that. Yeah, I would buy that. I would buy
Okay.
it.
I'm over here
All
looking
right.
at it. Trying to
Well, if they
think
did
what
that in
else
quarter
they did.
scale.
No. I try to stay away from the quarter scales, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yoda. Yeah, we could be getting a Yoda. We could get a Return of the Jedi Yoda.
Could we get a Force Ghost Yoda?
They probably won't give
Would
us
you
a
guys
Force
be down
Ghost
for
anything.
Force Ghost figures in general?
I would.
I think that-
if they did all three of them, but they did it like the original where you had
Exactly.
you know,
dude.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
If it's like a
Instead of
3-pack,
A 3-pack, right?
right?
With
Just
Kenobi,
'cause they're-
Anakin, and Yoda.
yeah.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
And they don't even they could just be like the little holograms that we get. I don't even care if they're articulated. Just
Special edition.
they're just 6 scale, you know, like blue
But I want
glowies of
Sebastian
sorts.
Shaw, man. We gotta have Sebastian Shaw, Anakin with that one. I'll be good with that.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't
love
like
that.
how they put in Hayden in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do
No,
a swap out head with Hayden if they want to, but
There's a swap ghost head if you.
I wouldn't
really
mind
want.
that. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest, man. But yeah, Sebastian Shaw all the way, dude.
Yeah, you know, I didn't bring this up, but I guess we can. Do I need to pull this up? Let me pull this up really quick, guys. Before we get to like towards the end here, because I want to see they didn't show everything yet, right? The Yoda. I don't think there's everything out. It's not like a full.
oh, that Mythos.
Yeah, it's not a full reveal yet.
Just a tease.
But yeah, I
It
think
looks
it's just
awesome
a
from what I'm
tease.
seeing there.
Yeah, I would be interested in your thoughts on it, man. What do you think about that so far?
I think it looks dope. I'm just worried that it's gonna be all base because at 1/5 scale, Yoda's gonna be small.
It was small, dude. Oh yeah. it's really small.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, So my thing with Mythos, bro, is it's like a what if. Okay.
Mhm.
So when it comes to the Jedi and everything for this new run, there's nothing about it screams Mythos to me, in my opinion, bro. So I think what would have been dope, you know, I said this the other night on Miguel's stream, if they did like a Sith Yoda, if they made his eyes Sithed out, give him a red lightsaber, that would be a dope ass Mythos. I would get that. I would totally get that. That would be badass. But this is just another. I mean, there's not that many sideshow or Yoda statues, you know, other than life size pieces that are out there or the legendary pieces. So this would be, I guess, welcome. But again, like you mentioned, it would be very small. Yoda himself. It's definitely going to be all base.
Yeah, exactly. See, I definitely want the Mythos Yoda, but he's going to be tiny at 5th scale.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger than the Hot Toys. Just
Well,
a
he
little
would be
bit.
proper scale though, right? I mean, if accordance with if you had other Mythos,
Yeah,
right?
he's
It would-
gonna be small.
Yeah, they're all 1/5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
He
have
looks
they?
like a much younger Yoda. I don't
He
think this is
does.
Yoda
Clone
from
Wars.
the.
Eras.
I don't think
Think
this is
so?
Clone Wars era. I think it's even younger than that.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a lot more hair on his head.
Yep.
He does. Actually, that's a good point. He does. He
This
has a lot
could
more
be
hair.
like the what's that new era they have going on right now? The
High
Old
Republic?
Republic or the High Republic? That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
Oh yeah, because he's a lot. Yeah, he's like 100. It's like 100 something years prior, right? So he's,
Right.
and he's an old guy, man. Yeah, he looks under 600. Not a day over 500, my man. You look great. Yeah, I mean, but correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not always privy in the Mythos line. But have they ever made Mythos Jedi? Wasn't that Obi-Wan a Mythos or?
The original
Yeah.
one was, yeah.
That's-
That
yeah,
made
the-
sense at the time because it was like a Nomad Obi-Wan. That was
Yeah.
a dope ass piece too. That thing goes for mad money these days too.
Well, just
They
like
were-
the Mythos Vader, the original. That's what I'm referring to. Like,
Yeah, that makes
other
sense.
But other than that, Obi-Wan, have they done any other like good guys in Mythos?
Yeah, they did in the new series. They did Anakin, and they also did Kenobi. But both of those, like what Mario was saying, they don't really scream Mythos. It seems just more like they just pull from the
Like
Clone Wars.
premium format,
Exactly.
sort of, right? Like,
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
yeah. Mostly they do Sith, and then the original line had some crazy stuff, you know, because you had Lomrock, the Gamorrean guard,
Dude, that's
which
a
is-
sick piece.
freaking awesome. Yeah. On that one, you had Boba Fett, but Boba Fett had that huge rifle, you know, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like in this new series, they kind of went away from that, and now they're just, you know, making very cool looking Star Wars characters from what we've already seen, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not to take away the work that they did from Vader, or what the Kucharka brothers done. Vader's sick, dude. The Asajj is amazing, dude. I love the Darth Maul piece, man. So
remember, I had the Mythos. Sure. I had the statues, but
man.
I sold them to a member of the community who wanted them more. And I'm like, you know what? I just don't really want to have all these. It's hard with statues for me.
Yeah.
Because when I get in them, I'm like, I always do it. You know, I dabbled. I had my third scales, and I was like, damn, I just don't have the space. So then I'm like, all right, it's time to go. I need more room for my Hot Toys or whatever. And then
you almost need another room for statues.
Yeah, it's really hard for me. Like, dude, I almost bought the life-size Boba Fett bust, dude. Dead ass, man.
Which one?
The OT, not this new one.
This new one, 2000.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, bro.
No, I don't. No, I want OT, and I keep looking at it. And it's free shipping right now. And you do?
It is dope.
Yeah. I just I'm like, fuck, man. But then I'm like, where am I gonna put it? Like, cause you that's yours right there. That's the life-size Vader, right?
Yeah, that's the
that's
Vader
freaking.
And then the Boba's over here. So
you have the room for it, ish, right? You got it. Well, at least you got the proper setup.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I got them. I made space for them, is what I did. But I mean, I missed the days a little bit when this used to be the collection. You know, I used to have everything in the room filled. But I like having.
You see, Anthony, you can create space, bro. You just choose not to.
Dude, everything would have to go into the living room. Like everything, right? I mean, I could, but I already got a shitload of DTOFs out there, though, man.
Bro, you can sell off a DTOF or two to make room for a bus, man. Totally could.
Well, no, my point is, here's what I would do, because I would do something very similar, right? I would have, you know, this life-size bust, maybe that a nice poster, double-sided movie poster with the light in the back. I'd like to make a little more aesthetically pleasing in different scales and stuff like that, you know, for my backdrop, but then it's like all the figures got to go somewhere else. You know, and I just don't have the space here. You know, if I move
out the door, bro.
Whoa.
That's where they can go. I'm just saying.
I mean,
if you need to use your collection to help fund your collection, you know.
Sure, granted, which is absolutely what I did. I mean, I got rid of a lot of my Mando stuff, and I was able to get my Blitzway Ghostbusters, for example. You know, so there's always that, but I would never want to get rid of like my OT or all my 80s and 90s Hot Toys, right? They're just special in that respect to me. So it's that, you know, you have to make room for space and then you can plan according, but it's just most of us, and I know people in the chat even, right? We work with what the space we have, right? So it's kind of tough, man. But anyway, I don't know, Jay, what are your thoughts on this before we wrap on this Yoda?
I think it's phenomenal. I think it looks great. It's not for me because, like what you're saying, I'm there too with statues. I have a couple big pieces right now. They're not statues. Like I like props. Like I have like the proton pack, the Ghostbuster proton pack from HasLab. Nice. That's out there in the other room, and that's sitting there like a bust. So
got your lightsabers too, bro.
Got my lightsabers as well. So yeah, I mean, it work. You know, I make it work, but I have like in another room. But like having it, like even like, you know, want to change up, like you say, you want to change up the room for a background, especially like because we do YouTube and stuff like that to make it look great. I mean, Jorge, dude, that is amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. That's just, I mean, I think that's the best, you know, background on YouTube. I have to say that's just phenomenal. So, I mean, you know, to come up with something like that, you kind of have to have, like you said, your figures in one room and your bust or your statues have to be in another room just to have it displayed right. That's the thing, because a big thing is, and this is, my wife gets on me all about this all the time. It's like, if it looks neat, she'll allow it. You know, even if it's pricey, if it looks neat, and it complements the whole, you know, motif or whatever I'm doing, she allows it.
Like the Blitzway Terminator arm.
It did. It was out there, and it looked good out there. And actually, that's where once that went out the door, that's where the proton pack is. And she even said, she's like, "Wow, the proton pack actually looks better right there because it's more square, the more realistic. It looks good." But yeah, I mean, I like those I like statues, and I like that statue, but it just doesn't fit my collection. So
yeah, it does. Get rid of those Chucky dolls, bro. You got plenty of room behind you, man.
Yeah, man. What the hell?
Shit.
I mean, to each their own. No, Jay loves his Chucky stuff.
They protect the room. They protect
They're gonna
do they ward off evil spirits?
I don't know.
Is
They
it the
channel
absorb them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they come to life when he's fucking sleeping. I'm good.
Exactly.
I don't need those, man. I don't need those.
Every night I hear cackling coming from down the basement. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
hell yeah. No, I would say I'll just that with Dylan really quick. Yeah, I mean that Sideshow Pro Droid definitely is an eye catcher, but I just don't know. I just don't know, man.
I always wanted a nice R2. I do. I would love
a life size R2. Oh man.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's cheaper to build your own, man. If you get involved in the droid community groups, that's like I hear that's the route to go, man. Because I don't want to pay $25,000 for the one from Galaxy's Edge.
Oh no,
that's ridiculous.
No way.
That's crazy.
That would be a bit much, dude. That would be a bit much.
But it is actually cool to see R2 just like rolling around amongst the crowds and all that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So, dude.
Yeah, I mean, for that money, he need to be out serving me a beer every time I get home.
Seriously, right? R2 better be a mobile mini fridge, dude.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, man. So anyway, guys, dude, we'll probably wrap, dude. We're hitting that 2-hour mark, and I like to try to. Oh man, we can talk all night about Star Wars, man. So I want to say thank you to everybody, obviously in the chat, and of course, my man Jorge for coming through, man. Again, for people who missed the beginning, what you got going on, man? I'd like to inform the folks out there.
Recently, head over to HYPERDRIVE. We talk Star Wars every week. This coming week,
screen you, man. You got a dope ass background.
This week we're going to be definitely talking Mandalorian, episode 3. I do a reaction video on Wednesdays, and then I also have a live review on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This coming week we're going to be doing an unboxing of a Clone Trooper helmet, the 501st, and some lightsaber stuff. So it's going to be a little mix of things. There's always a mix of stuff on my channel, so it's not always 6-scale figures. Sometimes it's statues, sometimes it's lightsabers, props, but it's always Star Wars. So yeah, jump to Lightspeed with me on the HYPERDRIVE. Yep.
Hell yeah, man. So yes, please go check them out if you have not already. I know there's already a few people in the chat who are well aware, but dude, it's badass, man. And you're growing good, thanks, man. So congrats to that, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Like kudos, man, for sure. Badass, man. You guys know Mario and Jay. Do we need to have any conversations here of what's going on or what we're doing or
same old
Uncivilized Scoundrels Thursday night? Come check us out. Talking Mandalorian season 3, episode 3 coming up. So that'll be a good discussion with the fellas.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Good morning, Grails K2SO. We're doing that one. That's gonna be great. I mean, yeah, Good Morning Grails Tuesday and Best of the Best, and yeah, y'all see me.
You guys know everybody. If you don't, you're new to the channel, man. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit subscribe to all my friends here. You enjoy what you had tonight, man, and let's get Mario at least to 1K, man. You're almost there.
Yeah, I'm almost there. We'll get there.
All right.
We'll get there, bro. We'll get there.
I think everybody knows. Go hit up Mario for sure.
Yes.
Other than that, man, what the hell do I got going on, man? I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna do an actual review, man, of the Iconics Ryu.
You should.
What about is there a review coming up about that blinking thing behind you that I've been staring at all night, bro?
Well,
where's that at, man?
I didn't finish what I was saying. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So I'm gonna do a review on Ryu, and then
that can wait.
Then I'm gonna do a review on the Jazzing 66 Batmobile,
aka sexy. That's what we call it.
Yeah, dude. It's super awesome, dude. So Anyway, guys, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I don't know, man. Trumbull Dust says shave the beard when you hit 1K. So that's a deal.